Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on The Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. Happy Friday Eve, everybody.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Happy Friday
It's your last
Eve.
Friday Eve. How do you feel about it?
What do you mean, hour? Oh, I feel great about it.
I know you don't have to see my face in the morning anymore.
No, we're going to
That'd be
miss you.
tragic.
Yeah, right.
Terry's speaking on behalf of us right now.
Right. I like seeing her little face, especially when she smiles and her eyes get all squinty and everything. I think it looks nice.
Absolutely. Well, Terry,
Yes.
the Ratz got their asses kicked yesterday.
Boy.
So
They
we did
did.
not win, unfortunately.
There's no smoking today.
There's no smoking today. I wish I could smoke, but we played like butt cheeks, and we deserved to lose yesterday. So
And was it 15?
12.
12. Okay.
Yeah, we did not come to play at all. That was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, it was bad. I was, rooting
Terry
for you
was
guys.
there. Terry
I was there. I showed up. And then after the game, I saw Adham doing this. Hey, I got mine. Where was everybody else?
I accounted, I think, for 50% of our hits,
You
which
did.
isn't a good thing.
I cannot remember the last time I've been to a softball game. A slow pitch softball game was a shutout.
I know. It was bad, man. It was bad. Some of our better hitters, disaster.
But I knew you guys were in
God.
trouble because the other team had a fat guy wearing
mask.
a full mask, and he's doing all this like, and then jumping back, and maybe the difference was their pitcher had arc and yours didn't.
No, I mean, that's a professional team right there.
Okay.
Talk about a team they've been playing for 30 years. So, look, we need to eat some humble pie. When you win, 13 in a row like we did?
Now
You got to take it in the.
I was in the stands,
You
and was hearing some things about a
boy.
guy on the team that all of Dearborn hates.
Wonder who that is, Terry.
Was it the girls or was it the guy sitting next to you?
No, it was the girls.
Interesting. Yeah.
Dang, even the girls hate you?
No, well,
No,
they
they
technically
just reported
support
it.
our team, but I guess
Yeah.
they were talking about it. I don't know. Terry's the one.
Probably
Yeah, they
all over
said-
the Dearborn News.
Yeah, they should know you. They said there's some guy on the team that, and then they mentioned something about gas station attendants
Yeah.
and all kinds of stuff.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to let our team get away with losing last night. They're going to get called out this morning.
Oh, boy.
So we're going to start off in any old fashion. We're going to start. Sorry, boys. But when you suck like you did, you got to get it just like everybody else did. Oh, God. We'll start with our pitcher, Ole. Did pretty good on the mound. Mm-hmm. 0 for
But he
2 on
doesn't
the
have
day.
much arc. He needs a little bit more
Yeah,
arc on his
yeah.
pitches.
You know, his first year pitching, he had a good year. He had a good season.
Okay.
Pitched okay, walked a few people. We could live with it. Awful base running, and of course 0 for 2 in the game. Moawada, bro, they call you the sledge. You brought out a balloon hammer. That wasn't good. Zane, I love you, buddy. You suck too, but it's all good. We love you still.
You know, the thing is, when I saw you guys, I thought I was watching the Tigers play.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it was that bad. Our
Oh,
fielding
boy.
was much better than the Tigers, though, to be fair. But it was a disaster. Nobody came to hit. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. And yes, the person that all of Dearborn hates is me. They could suck my dick.
Yeah,
I don't care.
they do. I was like, I said, I wonder who they're talking about.
Yeah, they're just
And they said,
crybabies.
he does some show on something called Woodward.
Woodward.
Right.
People are so out of touch, man. I love it. Well, Terry.
But I will say this: there was some redeeming stuff yesterday.
Okay.
You guys have some cutie pies
Oh.
on. They came to see you play.
Yep.
I like the one that looked like what's her name, Marissa Torme, or
I have no idea who that is.
oh, that's right. You don't know who anything. She she's in the movie My Cousin Vinny,
Oh.
and
I know exactly who you're talking about too. It's pretty close, actually.
yeah,
Not bad.
tall girl.
Yeah, not bad.
And so I thought she was cute. And then the babies were there, and everybody's excited about the babies. Everybody wanted to hold the babies.
Yeah, no, we have a good crowd. We have a good crowd that comes out every week.
And they had cookies.
They did.
And I would have taken some, but they had macadamia nut cookies.
You don't like macadamia nut cookies?
No, I don't like macadamia nuts.
At all. Period. Fair enough.
If it had been chocolate chip, but I told
Fair
them
enough.
politely, "Oh no, I'm trying to watch my figure." And
So this was our...
Lied to him.
this.
yeah, I did.
So this is our group text last night. Very disappointed that we lost. So everyone, man, tough loss. Sorry, boys. Everyone's apologizing because they all sucked last night. And then some of the guys said, "I'm just pissed Terry had to witness that." And then I respond, "I'm just pissed I don't get to smoke on the show."
Yeah, that's true. I was hoping that you'd have some grape and spearmint or whatever you had.
All good.
Now,
good.
the other team, I don't know why they thought this. When I walked in, the other team was saying, "Are you coming here to see us?" I'm like, "Hell no." I don't know any of you dudes.
Well, they all obviously they loved you. All they could talk about when they were on base was just, "Is that Terry Foster? Terry's watching a softball. What is he doing here?"
I'd rather watch that than
Could
the
you
Tigers.
tell Terry we love him?
He's scouting for the
I loved
Tigers.
it. No,
That's
it was
right.
great.
Little Caesar's going to start another professional softball league, so I was just scouting for that. Wink.
Wink.
No, but I felt sorry for you guys. I mean, I'm not going to make fun of you.
Oh, we deserve to.
Yeah, stuff
We
happens.
deserve to be made fun of.
Well, here's how I knew you guys are in trouble. Whenever you got a leadoff hit, the next batter always popped up, and it was weak too.
So I bat 5th or 6th. I couldn't remember from yesterday. Regardless of the point, I batted leadoff both of my at-bats. That's how you know we were going to lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm batting leadoff, we're screwed. We're screwed.
But
It's
I
not
like
my
how your
job.
little legs were churning though. You were trying to real hard when you were running the bases. he's pumping them little legs.
At least you know I'm not a scrub, Terry.
So look at Adham with his cute little kneecaps.
At least he didn't
Speaking
trip
of-
over any bases this time.
He did not.
Hey.
No. Speaking of kneecaps, the Colts actually bit into the Tigers, the Lions' kneecaps yesterday in their
Right.
first joint practice. Early takeaways, Terry. The defense continuing to struggle.
Yes.
That's concerning.
It's a huge concern because I'm not saying that you need a shutdown defense to win, but I'm kind of wondering now would Jordan Davis look good on this team? And you could have had, the way I thought the draft was going to run, I thought you could either have Jordan Davis or Aiden Hutchinson, but you could have had both. And I'm wondering if the Lions pulled a Pistons Tayshaun Prince thing, where they said, well, we already have Aleem McNeil. We drafted interior linemen the previous year, and they're pretty good, so we're going to pass on Jordan Davis. The Pistons did the same thing with, with Tayshaun Prince. You could have Dwayne Wade or Carmelo Anthony, but say, we got Tayshaun Prince, so we're not going to do this. So I'm kind of wondering if the Lions did the same thing.
You know what sucks is that talk is going to happen because Jameson Williams won't play the first 4 or 5 games.
Right.
If he was in camp, showing flashes, had a few catches during the preseason game, I don't think this is a conversation. But to be fair, I don't mind that people are bringing it up. So far, Jordan Davis in camp has shown a lot of flash.
He has. But the reason this is also an issue is the Lions have a history of drafting injured wide receivers or injured whatever, and then say, well, this guy's going to be really good, and then they don't pan out. And I think the reason we didn't get that talk this year is because people believe in Brad Holmes so much that if he did it, it's the right move.
And do you blame them?
No, I don't blame them, but it's still the same move the Lions have made over and over and over again, and they don't work.
I would disagree that it's the same move, and I'll tell you why. In 2003, 2004, 2005, wide receivers were not one of the 3 most important positions in football. In the NFL today, you need a quarterback, you need to give your quarterback weapons, and you need to protect him. What does that mean? Quarterback, left tackle, wide receiver.
Yes.
And then on the defensive side of the ball, anything that involves getting to the quarterback, you want that on your team. Heads, Aiden Hutchinson, number 2 overall, right? Team that struggled over the last 6-8 years in pass rush. That's the right pick. Trading up for Jamison Williams, whether or not, injury, obviously injury history, coming off a torn ACL. The end result is, let's look at, I love using this example because it hasn't let me down yet. Let's go look at the 4 teams that were in the conference championship game last year. Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham, Deebo Samuel. You have, on the opposite side, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. And then, it was the final team slipping...
You mentioned
Cincinnati. The Chiefs, Tyreek Hill.
Right.
You look at the teams that won their division, the Bengals, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. You look at the Titans, A.J. Brown, Julio Jones. You look last season to the Buffalo Bills, Stephon Diggs. All these teams have a 1. You go to the AFC South. Oh, I already went through the South. The West, Tyreek Hill. You go to the NFC North, Devontae Adams last season. NFC East, Amari Cooper. NFC West, Cooper Kupp. NFC South, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. All these teams that have success right now have very good wide receivers.
And you know what those wide receivers have in common?
What's that?
They were on the field.
Very good point. All right, I think it's where the league is going. It's a league that's just trending towards offense. And, we'll get to Jeff Okudah in just a bit, but playing corner is more difficult now than it's ever been.
It is.
And this is not for Jeff Okudah. This is just in general.
You have no
Everything
protection.
is set up for these wide receivers and these quarterbacks to be protected and to have success.
And you know what else is? These wide receivers are usually 6'3", 6'4", and the poor little corner is a little 5'10",
Yeah, no, it's
bag of bones.
It's a very difficult position to play, and I think the Jamison Williams pick isn't like the typical Lions. I think it's forward thinking, but it's also getting with the times. Hey, what's important right now? If you told Brad Holmes, just fast forward 1 year from now, next draft, what is he likely going for? He's addressing the defense, but I am 100% confident that he's going to be looking at a quarterback. Regardless of how Jared Goff plays, whether he's good, he's average, he's above average, below average, whatever it is, you're going to have to eventually address that situation.
Do, unless he's great. Then they may not.
That's a whole different conversation.
Is that possible?
Define great. I mean, is he going to be an all-pro quarterback? Probably not. If he gives you what Alex Smith gave over a 2-3 year stretch for Kansas City, I think that's exactly what they're expecting of him, if I'm honest with you. That's what I see. I see a team that's looking for Jared Goff to be a division winner, a guy that can win them a playoff game. Meanwhile, Brad Holmes and his staff can zero in on a quarterback that they want and go all in on him. Whether they sit him the first year or not is irrelevant. Kansas City did. That's fine. The Lions don't have to, but they have that option with Jared Goff in town. So that's how I see that situation.
You got to get the quarterback this year. And, for you Malik Willis people out there and whoever else was coming out, those guys weren't good enough. They weren't worth taking a gamble on when you needed Aiden Hutchinson, when you did need a wide receiver. Where you wanted to double down on an edge rusher. So, and you're gambling that you can get that guy this year, which has a deeper quarterback room that's going to be drafted.
6 quarterbacks probably go in the first round this year.
Now, there's one, I've never said this before, and I'm going to say it for the first time. I'm scared now. C.J. Stroud.
And I think I know why.
The Ohio State thing about the quarterback stinking, I never bought into that, even though I was looking in my eyes and seeing that that's happening. I said, well, it's just a coincidence. C.J. Stroud had great wide receivers last year. He's going to have great wide receivers this year, so he's going to put up numbers. Ohio State's going to win a bunch of games. But does that translate to the National Football League? As we stand here today, I'm hoping the Lions, if they get a shot at a quarterback, pass on C.J. Stroud. I'm officially afraid of the Ohio State thing. Maybe I came to the table a little bit late, but I'm at least at the table now eating. Like, don't do it.
I think it's blown out of proportion a bit. I really do. I think outside of Justin Fields, Dwayne Haskins, a notable first-round pick, taken, 15th overall. Since then, a lot of these Ohio State quarterbacks that were taken were third, fourth-round picks. So when they don't pan out, I think it's a bit much. I do. I don't think.
So you taking him if he's there?
If I am confident by the end of the year, yeah, you take him. I don't care that he went to Ohio State. I think that's a bunch of nonsense. I don't want to hear the one read scheme. Yes, it works in college, but these kids have to develop. I'm sorry, and the talent's there. Justin Herbert went to Ohio State. I think he would have been just fine. At the end of the day, you're drafting an individual, and that individual's responsibility is to grow and develop. And the ones that do have success, and the ones that don't just don't. It's that simple.
If you're in a crappy system, that sets you back a little bit.
I don't know.
Or in a system that just is so well tuned that you can put Bimbo the birthday clown back there.
Maybe, and that may be the case with Jeff Okudah. A lot of people point to the defensive line that year with Chase Young being a big part of his success, but we'll pause. Michael Pittman dominates Jeff Okudah in the first day of joint practices. Are we concerned with cornerback play? We'll get to that and more when we get back. But before we do, Maddie, our good friends over at Guardian Alarm.
Yes, summertime is here, and that means spending more time outside. So let Guardian Alarm give you peace of mind while you're out enjoying the sunshine. Just give them a call at 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Stay out.
You can rest easy knowing that you have 24/7 protection. That's right, 1-800-STAY-OUT right now, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
When you need apparel, there's nowhere else to look but Big Frog in Novi. And all month long, you can get yourself a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, I said a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. All you got to do is stop in at Big Frog in Novi. Let them know we sent you, and they will print you one on the spot. So head on over to Big Frog in Novi today. Get your free t-shirt, or you can visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. Terry, Michael Pittman, Colts wide receiver one.
Yes.
Does pretty much anything he wants on Jeff Okudah in practice yesterday. We saw a lot of it via footage from the Pat McAfee show. We saw obviously a lot from phone cams, from fans in the stands. He struggled. That's the whole point of joint practice. You're out there trying to get better. Jeff Okudah is a guy who has struggled for playing time because of his injury history. He's really, 10 games under his belt, coming off an Achilles injury. Yeah, this is rust, whatever you want to call it, that's fine. I'll give you a pass up until the season starts, but I just explained to you it's the hardest position to play in football. And this isn't just about Jeff Okudah. This is about most corners. This is why you don't take them number 3 overall. You don't, because if they're not an absolute shutdown corner, which is already hard enough to do in today's NFL, it's a bust. And the closest he got to Michael Pittman all day was when he ran 20, 30, 40 yards across the field to go shove him in a fight. Disappointed. I'm not going to sit here and say the season's done for Jeff Okudah. It's going to suck. It's not going to have a good year. Well, I'm not interested in that this morning. But that's why you don't take corners that high. Derek Stingley, Sauce Gardner, the same applies to those two. If they aren't shut down corners for their teams, those are wasted picks.
Amen. Now, the other, on the flip, it was a 7-on-7 drill, and a lot of times wide receivers take advantage of cornerbacks, especially if you're as talented as Michael Pittman. There's so much going on, and I'm wondering what should you take seriously, what should you not. Are the Lions going to stink based on what we saw against the Indianapolis Colts?
No.
But on the flip, we can't look at Hard Knocks and say the Lions are going to be great because of that.
Yeah, and I don't think you should either way. Mm-hmm. But you know what? If you were to weigh one more than the other, it would have to be the joint practice.
That is true.
And the Colts are expected to be a playoff team this year.
Yes.
And they do have one of the better defenses in the NFL. And may I remind you that one of the bright spots was Jared Goff yesterday, especially in the 11-on-11 drills. I believe he went 8 of 10 in 11-on-11 drills. Struggled a little bit in 7-on-7s. They picked it up after, but offense I don't think is what we're going to be talking about.
Now, he was 8 of 10, but was he throwing balls, 15 inches downfield?
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't on his Cade McNamara stuff.
Speaking of that, I want to talk about your boy later.
Yeah, we'll get to him a little later on. Look, at the end of the day, whether it's Amon-Ra, Jeff Okudah, Jerry Jacobs, I don't care who. They have arguably the most difficult job in the NFL outside of playing quarterback. And that's guarding wide receivers for 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds. It's just impossible. It's just impossible.
But it's possible if you only have to guard them for 2 seconds.
That's what a pass rush is for.
Bam.
And that's why those players are more important. Because a pass rush can make average corners look above average. And Micah Parsons can turn Trayvon Diggs into an all-pro corner. That's the reality. So at the end of the year, this isn't a Brad Holmes situation. This isn't, Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn let down Jeff Okudah. At the end of the day, it's on Jeff Okudah. If he goes out there and performs, cool. Great. Fantastic. If he doesn't, not surprised at all. I would be more surprised if he goes out there and has a Pro Bowl year.
All right. Now, based on the Indianapolis Colts film that you saw, are you now saying the Lions are not making the Super Bowl now?
I never said that. But you know what? I hope that's a reality check for a lot of people. They got a long way to go. But it's the difference between long way to go and where they're at. A long way to go to be a real contender. But they're about this close from being one of those teams in the middle of the pack that you could swing to 6 wins up to 9 wins. They're that type of team right now. That's how their win-loss ratio.
And that's most of the NFL.
And you'd rather be there than at the bottom.
Correct.
And what are they missing? Ideally, a franchise quarterback. But that's irrelevant for this season, so I'm not even going to waste my time talking about it.
You know what?
Alec
as
Pierce,
many years as the Lions absolutely stunk, they missed out on getting a franchise quarterback. Either because they didn't want to mess with Matthew Stafford's psyche, because they never got him back. Who's the greatest backup quarterback in the last 20 years for the Lions? I know you're thinking, but he started. You're going to say John Kitna, but he started a bunch of games.
Yeah, I'm Dan-O.
Stan Orlovsky. He was brutal.
You're not wrong. But
so they have not, they have spent years. We don't want to upset Matthew.
But they also are the reason they sucked. Mm-hmm. They, Martin Mayhew. They, Bob Quinn. They, William Clay.
And they are gone.
And they are all gone, including Jim Caldwell, including Matt Patricia. They're all gone for a reason. And I'm sorry, there's a reason why. That same quarterback, we don't want to disrupt Matthew. There's the same reason Matthew goes across the country, goes to the West Coast, and wins a Super Bowl. Because there's a competent GM, a very good head coach, and a very good roster. When the hell have you ever given all that at once?
No, did you see Sean McVay? He was on some show, and they mentioned scenarios with him as a coordinator that happened 10, 15 years ago. And they said
I did see that. That was ridiculous.
3rd and 7, 4 minutes and whatever seconds left in the game. What happened next? We called jet sweep left. He
gave you the play result.
49er left or whatever, and we got 8 yards on that. That's scary. That's a real coach, brother.
Yeah, it's a real coach. And look, at the end of the day, you passed on Justin Herbert. You passed on Tua. You passed in years prior on quarterbacks, even with Matthew Stafford. But really, it was that draft. That made sense. He was going into year 12. It made no sense to keep him. You weren't going anywhere. It was time to start a rebuild. And I'm sorry.
The McVay thing scared me because I'll leave here today and somebody say, hey, T, why did you call Adham a ball bag today? And I'll say, I have no idea.
I don't even remember.
I just did. Because I felt like it.
Well, look, you know what? I think at the end of the day, you can't press a panic button in joint practice, but it should give you some context to where your team is going to struggle. You saw them struggle against the run against Atlanta, even though they didn't game plan, right? That's probably a thing that makes, I would say, a significant difference is your game planning to stop the run is a little different, right? And preseason, it's kind of just, let's go out there, let's execute our core foundational plays, and let's see how we do. That's really what the preseason is.
It is. But should we slow our roll on the Lions this year?
Definition of slow the roll. I mean, I'm sitting here saying they're going to win 7 games.
Well, you know, if things play out right, they can win 9 or 10 games.
No, I think that's ridiculous. I think 7 wins is the target this year. I think it shows improvement. I think it means Jared Goff had a good season. I believe it means you had some rising players. We'll look at Aiden Hutchinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams. We'll see how they all play. We'll see how your secondary players develop. But 9-10 wins, that's a tough sell for me. I couldn't commit to that. Not at all.
Well, you sort of do. What if everything goes right? What do you think the Lions are capable of doing this year?
I don't know, because I don't know how good their head coach is. I'm supposed to ask you in November. I forgot. Well, no, but if you told me there was a top 10, if Dan Campbell's a top 10 coach, that's like his potential, and he's going to shock the league this year. Yeah, okay, I can buy into that. But I just don't know. I think 7-8 wins at the most is fair. I think it's fair with the schedule. I think it's fair with the talent Brad Holmes has brought in. And I think it's fair under the NFL hierarchy of how you're supposed to turn it around. It's a 3-year window. And if you can't improve in year 2, I ain't got much for you. Terry, we're going to talk about your boy, Cade McNamara, coming up. I'm actually very curious what you're about to say about him, because clearly he's the best quarterback in college football. So don't want to miss that. But before we do, Maddie, our good friends over at Big Boy.
Yes, ciabattas, summer salads, hand-dipped shakes are all at Big Boy right now. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or a sunrise ham and cheddar, all on their grilled ciabatta bread. And don't forget to cool off with a nice hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better at Big Boy.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. I just realized something.
What?
It's our last time in the studio together.
Good.
Tomorrow,
not really. I mean, you're still going to be making appearances.
We're on site.
Yeah, for a golf outing.
Yeah.
That's fine. Don't make this like oh my goodness.
Yeah, you're not going to get misty-eyed, are you?
Huh?
You going to get misty-eyed?
Shut the hell up.
Misty-eyed.
Misty-eyed, you know.
Am I going to cry?
Yeah.
No, I don't cry. I don't have feelings.
You don't cry at all.
No.
Sad movies make me cry.
Maddie's a what we call a outlier. Or special
That was the
needs.
nicest thing you've ever said about me.
That's pretty nice.
Outlier / special needs. One of the two.
They know if we say that about me.
Depends on the day. Depends on the day. Terry, Cade McNamara, JJ McCarthy taking snaps. Harbaugh's yet to make a decision on the quarterback. I don't think he is going to make one before the season starts. I think you're going to see a lot of first quarter, second quarter alternates, especially the first 3-4 games of the year. I think it's stupid, but Cade McNamara isn't a guy that's going to lose that job. He's just too
vanilla,
polished, vanilla. Yeah, whatever it is. It's J.J. McCarthy's to go out there and wow, but again, we're talking about the University of Michigan. At Ohio State, if Cade McNamara and J.J. McCarthy were the two options at quarterback for the season, what do you think Ohio State does?
Well, let me throw something, a little fly in the ointment. Ohio State may not make a change because J.J. had a bad arm.
Oh, with his shoulder surgery?
Right.
He's just fine. He's fully recovered, doing just fine now. All the reports and videos coming out of camp are just fine. That's a non-issue. Both healthy going into the year. What does Ohio State do?
They would probably switch to J.J. McCarthy. Now, I don't want to argue with you about the quarterback situation.
I'm curious.
The thing that I'm curious about is why can't Jim Harbaugh make a decision? Why is he saying this could go into the season? In other words, he'll play both. He'll start McNamara and then bring in JJ at inappropriate times. They
put him on the spot.
They won't lose any games because they're playing scrubs, but I don't like two quarterback systems. That's just me.
I agree. I hate two quarterback systems. I think they're ridiculous. If you have two, you have none. I'm sorry. You show me the last successful two quarterback tandem in college football. It doesn't exist. It just doesn't. There's some success, but you don't reach the top of the game. You don't get to another college football playoff. Split in snaps. That's not how it works. Look, Jim, just come out and say, hey, I want to keep my job. I'm not really about taking risks. I'm just going to play Cade. We're going to win 9-10 games this year easily. We have 8 home games. We should easily win 9-10 games. Maybe we get lucky and win a game we shouldn't win. Who knows? Maybe we get to the Big Ten championship game again.
Or he could be honest and say, hey, look, the Big Ten is not strong. My non-conference season is not strong.
All I have to worry about is Ohio State on the road.
I could put anybody at quarterback. Cade McNamara is my guy. He got me to the college football semifinals.
Which I find interesting, by the way. Because you open up against Colorado State at home, Hawaii at home, Connecticut at home, Maryland at home. I mean, these are 30, 40-point blowouts, basically, is what you're going to expect the first 4 games of the season.
You can decide on someone and put them in there.
Well, this is the thing. I don't understand. Those first 4 games of the year, what's going to happen? They're going to run the ball a lot, right? Cade McNamara behind center, takes a snap, hands it off, touchdown, Michigan. Everybody's like, oh, my God, look, did you see the way Cade transitioned and gave that handoff? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's my Big Ten championship winning quarterback, you fucking losers.
You got emotional over this. But I
have anger problems,
dude.
I don't know. I'm
who's
trying.
been the MVP on Michigan's team during their workouts?
Who's that?
Ronnie Bell. And what position does he play?
Oh, wide receiver. But you know, how do you... I forgot.
They got to throw to him.
You got to throw the fucking football! Coach Harbaugh giving... By the way,
are you upset about the Michigan thing, or is this repercussions from losing yesterday? Because you've been on your best behavior for 2 days.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, I got issues. I'm probably taking a lot of what happened yesterday out on Michigan, so I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not. Fuck you. But anyways.
Oh, boy.
I like you when you're a little spicy.
I'm sorry.
I don't.
Guys, hear me out. Michigan fans, correct me if I'm wrong. How confident are you in your first 4 games? Would you agree with me that you're going to be 4-0?
Yes.
You're going to kill these teams. You are much more talented, especially at the line of scrimmage. Who, by the way, that's not getting talked about enough. Urban Meyer won in the trenches with Ohio State. Ryan Day, I don't know. Michigan kind of exposed them a little bit last season. They've been soft under Ryan Day in the trenches. This isn't an Urban Meyer football team. So I get at least the idea that, hey, we can pound the ball on them this season again, even though I think they'll be better than last season, but still, I get it. But Colorado State, Hawaii, Connecticut, those are your first 3 games. What do you have to lose? Actually, you won't lose. Cade will go in there. You'll throw the ball more than you're supposed to in the beginning, just to see how he does. And then when JJ comes in, you're probably going to be up 21 because you're going to run for 300 yards in the first quarter. And then you're going to run every 4 plays?
Yeah, you know what they're going to have JJ doing? Same thing. Handoff. Because at that point, Michigan is like, we're not going to win this. We're not going to lose this game. So let's run the football. But let me tell you, this is Bo 2.0. That's what Harbaugh is. He did the same thing at Stanford.
It makes no sense to me. I'm sorry. Look, if you want to tell me, hey, we want to play conservative, all right? We're going to run the football. That's the way we want to play. Fine. Why wouldn't you want J.J. McCarthy out there? He's a run threat. So now you have RPOs where you literally have defenses on their toes. Is he handing it off to Blake Corum? Is he handing it off to Donovan Edwards? Or is he pulling it back and running? Or is he pulling it back and throwing? My goodness, that is a pain in the ass, especially at the college level, to deal with. But no, we want Cade McNamara. Oh my God.
Don't hurt yourself.
Oh my God. Cade McNamara. That's my Big Ten championship winning quarterback who didn't throw a single touchdown against Ohio State, who threw an interception.
Well, you know what? In fairness,
100 yards passing, Terry. 100 yards passing, Terry. Give him respect.
Bull Moose, they were kicking Ohio State's ass and didn't have to throw. That's the mentality of so you want style points.
No, I don't want style points.
Yes, you do.
I promise you I
Admit
don't.
it.
I promise you I don't. I'll tell you why. You know what? Style points don't count. I'll tell you why. Because in the red zone of that Ohio State game, Cade McNamara, they got cocky. They got excited. They were up 7-0 in the red zone. They throw the football. He throws an interception right on time.
How many points did they score?
Terry, it was
42.
all on the ground. Yes, they did. Absolutely.
They scored 42 against Ohio State.
And it was the first time they won in 10 years playing that way against Ohio State.
It was, but they won, and they did it with Cade McNamara.
They did. I'm not taking that away.
You messed me up today.
Oh,
I did not want to argue with you about Cade McNamara and J.J. McCarthy. I'm just curious, why can't this man make a decision on a starting quarterback?
Because he's, like you said, he's Bo 2.0. He's going to stick to his guns. He's going to stick to his old ways. You know what, Cade, you're the guy. You earned it last year. Which, by the way, how the hell did he earn it? 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions? Boy, you really got me hard for that one. I'm sure God is up there with a boner looking at Cade McNamara right now.
He's looking at the 6 interceptions as being a low thing.
You're not going to throw many interceptions, whoever you are, when you run the ball 40 times a game for 215, 20 yards a game. I'm sorry. Michigan were dominant last season. They had a fantastic defense. I'm sorry. They were the best team in the Big Ten. Don't sit there and tell me Cade McNamara was the reason you won the Big Ten last year. If you're going to say that, we can't have an honest conversation about your quarterback situation. We just can't. He was not the reason. What, that 3-yard underneath route to Eric All where the corners ran into each other? Yep, Cade McNamara, baby.
We know he's not the reason, but he wasn't the problem because they were winning.
What do we talk about in the NFL and in college football? Can you win with somebody or can you win because of them? Well, Alabama, granted, these are different programs. They're much more talented, but you look at a Bryce Young, you look at a C.J. Stroud, you look at what Clemson's going to field out this year. Georgia, it doesn't matter. Granted, Georgia had more of a game manager quarterback, but they had one of the all-time defenses we've seen over the last 15, 20 years. So you guys tell me. At the end of the day, I think J.J. McCarthy gives you more versatility on offense. I think you're more explosive with him. And I think going into Columbus, you're not going to hold them to 27 points. I don't believe that to be the case. You lost Mike McDonald, who's now a defensive coordinator for the Ravens. He, in my opinion, more than Josh Gaddis, was a huge reason for your success, and it showed in 1 year. Josh Gaddis had been there for a while. Mike McDonald shows up in place of Don Brown. Boom, the Michigan defense actually stops Ohio State and actually shut them out in a single quarter for the first time since 2017. But again, we're talking about the quarterback situation. Makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me. The guy with more skill, more talent, and who is the better quarterback, it's obvious it's number 9. It's fine. You want the safe guy. You want the guy that won't lose you a game. But hey, when you're down in a football game, were you confident that Cade McNamara was going to lead you back into that game? No, you weren't.
Probably not. But, once again, Michigan has a 3-game schedule. Maybe Harbaugh feels he can do anything the first 7 or 8 games. And then for that 3 games, Michigan State, Ohio State, and kind of Penn State, maybe he'll have a guy then. And that's going to be his QB1. And that's who he's going to stick with. He doesn't really need to make, even though I want him to make a decision now, he really doesn't have to make one. He can play loosey-goosey because this season, once again, you got to win 3 games.
Michigan, I just want to know. I really do. And then I'm going to drop it. We have 3 minutes, okay? I just want to know. Be honest with me. Do we all agree Cade McNamara was average last season? Good at times, bad at times, but more so average all season.
Did
he ever kill you where it costed you a game? No, but he did make boneheaded mistakes that you won't acknowledge, but that's fine because you ended up winning the games. Because you did run for 300-400 yards. Because your defense did hold the team to 20-30 points, not even. Come on. Be honest. You were the best team in the Big Ten last season. You had the most talent on defense in the Big Ten. And you had the most talent within the trenches across, hell, you could argue college football outside of Georgia. And maybe Bama. You were phenomenal last season. Last season doesn't apply to this season. Cade's our Big Ten Big Ten winning quarterback. We should respect him and not sit him. Really? Really? What do you think Georgia does with this quarterback situation? What do you think Nick Saban, do we agree he's the greatest college coach of all time?
He is.
Would you love to have Nick Saban as your coach of the University of Michigan?
Yes.
Okay. Nick Saban went from, what was that kid's name? AJ McCarron. He went from game manager type quarterbacks to Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts, and now Bryce Young. And he'll continue to go down this direction because that's where college football is going, guys.
Who's going to be the starting quarterback for Georgia this year?
I believe Stetson Bennett.
Right.
Stetson, again.
It's Cade McNamara.
Again. Georgia's roster, Michigan's roster. Not even close. Stop it. Stop it.
But within the Big Ten, Michigan is the same as Georgia.
I'm not getting anywhere because at the end of the day, I don't want just that for Michigan. I want Michigan to be a powerhouse. I want Michigan to be a team that you look at and say they should be in the college football playoff every season. They should. Not that they get there every year, but they're competing. They're contending every single season. And you know what? With USC coming into town and Ohio State, guys, really not trying to be a dick about your program. You have a great program. I think when Michigan's good, it's great for college football. I love it. I really do. But if you're going to sit here and tell me you should start Cade, you're okay with just, we want to win our first 7-8 games of the year. We just want to beat Michigan State, and we'll see how it goes in Columbus. And you can win all your games leading up to Columbus. You lose that game, you win nothing. You don't go to the Big Ten title game.
You can go to the Rose Bowl. The granddaddy of them all.
I'm sorry. I truly believe players, not even J.J. McCarthy, forget him for a second. Players like that is where college football is at. It just is. And unless you can recruit like Georgia has, where you have basically an all-defensive NFL team, don't talk to me. Don't tell me Cade McNamara. The only reason you're saying that is because you believe your team is good enough, which I believe it is too, to run the table up until Ohio State. That's fine. You can believe that. I also believe that's the case with J.J. McCarthy. And you think the 1 or 2 interceptions that he throws is going to kill you throughout the year? How did those interceptions do for Matthew Stafford and the Rams? Didn't seem to affect them. You can overcome them with good coaching and with explosive playmaking. And Michigan, I think, are missing out. You have Ronnie Bell, Andrew Anthony, by the way, who got a big compliment from Coach Harbaugh, said he could be the next Braylon Edwards for Michigan. That was a big compliment. Paraphrasing there. You have Donovan Edwards, Blake Corum in the backfield. They have a great offensive line. You're going to be explosive, whether it's with JJ or Cade. How much more explosive you want to be? I guess it's personal preference. I'm not going to argue anymore.
I think it's Bo 2.0, but it's also loyalty. That in Harbaugh's mind, McNamara did nothing to lose his job. Therefore, he's going to be in the sauce. He may not start all the time. He may not be on the field all the time, but he's going to be a major part of this team. And plus, McNamara said he feels it's his team.
Yeah, Cade McNamara can kiss my ass, him and his team, because we talk about Stetson Bennett, quote, game manager. You want to see the splits between the two? Cade McNamara 2,500 yards passing, Stetson Bennett 2,800 yards. Cade McNamara 15 touchdowns, Stetson Bennett, Mr. Game Manager, 29. Stetson Bennett 7 interceptions, Cade McNamara 6 interceptions. Cade McNamara finished 24th in the country in QBR. Stetson Bennett 3rd. Game manager. I know. Stetson Bennett, hell, Peyton Thorne is better than Cade McNamara at this point. But what do I know? What the hell do I know? The Detroit Pistons schedule was released, Terry.
That's right.
Open up against the Orlando Magic. We know when we're going to get the teal jerseys. That should be fun.
Eight times at home, 2 on the road.
Apparently they're going to change the court to match the teal, so that should be interesting. Get that nice big Piston logo. Should be fun.
They got a game in Paris, too.
They announced bobblehead nights. Yes, they do, Fish. So we'll get to all that and more. But Maddie, you need to tell us about our good friends over at the Academy of War.
Yes, it is almost time to enroll your children in school, and look no further than the Academy of Warren. They have a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house that has a regulation-sized basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field that can also be used for 7-on-7 football. Their K-8 system features small classroom sizes, a futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, and so much more. So enroll today at academyofwarren.net.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Hey, it's Scott from the Woodward Bet Show coming at you on a Thursday to get you more winners, just like I did yesterday. Hey, we got all kinds of stuff today. Baseball, we got a little bit of football, we got some golf going, we got all kinds of stuff that we can look at. So make sure you join us at 4:30 over at the Woodward Bets YouTube page. You guys also got to make sure you get over that app store and download oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, and the best place to check all the odds of sports books right in the palm of your hand. But hey, let's get back to those winners. That's what we want. Fun coupons. Listen, I'm attacking the over in this San Diego-Washington game. Annabelle Sanchez stinks. You Darver's been struggling a little bit. Sounds good to me. oddstrader.com. Woodward Bets. Check it out.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports. Detroit's winning sports network.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on the Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2.
All right, Terry. Pistons schedule released. Open up against Paolo Banchero and the Magic. They got a tough start. They got a tough start to the season.
I know. A bunch of road games, a lot of back-to-backs.
Lots of back-to-backs, lots of good teams on there. I know Okudah had them starting, God, if I remember the tweet correctly, I believe it was 2-8. No. Yes, I think it was 2-8 or 3-7, based on the opening schedule.
So another Detroit Tigers start. Wonderful. Can't wait for that.
My question to you is, we've seen stars develop throughout the NBA, right? And they typically take huge leaps in year 3, year 4, year 5, where they're able to really carry a team and lead them. Do we see Cade Cunningham being an anomaly where he's able to take that next step in year 2? Or is Cade Cunningham just going to be improved? The Pistons will struggle, and you just got to accept the season for what it is.
I think the second one. They're not going to be great. They're not going to be good, but you want to see flashes of what they could be. Now, Cade Cunningham is going to get different looks this year, and that's why you talk about the sophomore slump. There's no such thing as a sophomore slump. It simply means the other teams are paying attention to you. Jaden Ivey, Sadiq Bey, and other people are going to have to improve if Cade Cunningham is going to improve. Because if they focus their defense on Cade Cunningham, yeah, he's going to struggle. But if you can get other people to play well, then people can't focus on Cade Cunningham. And right now, when I look at the Pistons, who's going to beat me? I think Cade. Cade is the guy that's going to beat me. So I'm not going to let him beat me. Somebody else is going to have to do it.
Yeah, and that's where things get really interesting with the Pistons. We talk about an up-and-coming backcourt. Jaden Ivey, Sadiq Bey, Cade Cunningham, Isaiah Livers, Killian Hayes. There's a lot of players with a lot to prove this year. But if you were to tell me Cade does what we expect him to do, he takes the next step in his progression, and he's a very good player, hella borderline all-star. And Sadiq Bey is what you expect him to be, a guy that can get you buckets. Really not all that great on defense, but he's I would say a quality scorer for your basketball team. I think the key for this team to have more success than what we would expect is Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey, I believe, is the key to unlocking not only spacing on the court, but really determines what your ceiling is in the future. If he comes out and gives you 16, 17 a night in year 1, oof, watch out. Watch out. Then you probably win 30, 32, 33 games.
He's not going to give you that much, but if he's an efficient player. The thing that scares me is the way things have been going here in the city of Detroit, that the Pistons, Cade Cunningham is not going to develop into a borderline all-star this season. The Pistons are not going to take as dramatic a step as we believe they should this season. But once again, other people besides Cade Cunningham are going to have to step their game up, because if I'm coaching another team, I'm like, okay, this is the dude that can beat me. I don't think these other dudes can beat me. They're good, but they're not going to kick my ass tonight. Cade Cunningham will. So I'm not going to let him do that. So
look, we talk about this with Aiden Hutchinson, right? Brad Holmes said it. Barry Sanders asked him, hey, how do you feel about the picks so far? He's like, he's done everything we've asked him to do, but more importantly, I just sleep good at night.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way, not only about Cade Cunningham as of now, but with Jaden Ivey moving forward. I just sleep good at night. I know Cade's in the gym. I know he's working on his game, developing his craft, getting a better understanding of the game. As recently as yesterday, playing with Steph Curry and a few other NBA players. He's out there. He's out there working on his game, and what I see is an oversized point guard who really is going to give the league problems this year. I do see 22-6-7, 22-6-8. That's what I'm expecting out of Cade Cunningham this year. The guy can score. I think a very underrated scorer, and you saw what he did down the stretch. And I like to think the sample size you got towards the end of the season is what you'll see to start the year, and some, maybe even more of it down the stretch this season. 21, 22, 5-5. Hasn't been done since Michael Jordan.
How about 19, 5-5? Not that far off.
For the whole season?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he can score more, especially with this team. It's a team that just lacks true scores outside of what you're hoping to be Jaden Ivey, what you see in Sadiq Bey. That's the expectation. And you know what? Jeff is joining us this morning. Jeff Iafrady.
Jazzy
Stud.
Jeff.
Good looker. You got to take off the hat.
Dude, I've gotten lazy. I can't even lie.
You can't get lazy.
doing my hair.
People only watch
I
because
just
of
throw
your
the hat
hair.
on, man.
You know what? With the hat on, you look like you got a peanut head.
Well, I do got a peanut head, so even without the hat, I'm gonna be honest with you.
If you take it off, then your head doesn't look as peanutty.
And they look at the hair first. With the hat, they like, damn, that guy got a big head. But with the hair, they're like, you know what? Hair kind of takes away from the big head. So,
all right, well,
sticking
Jeff,
with the hat though.
Jeff, we're going over the Pistons schedule. Tough stretch to start. Lots of road games, lots of back-to-backs. Give me your impression on the first, I would say, eighth of the season, the first 10 games. Kind of walk us through what we should expect from the Pistons. But me and Terry were just having this conversation. I believe Cade's going to take a much bigger step forward this season. What should we expect? I'm thinking 22-5-7, 26 or 22-6-8, something along those lines. I expect Saddiq Bey to be a solid scorer, and really, I think Jaden Ivey is the key to success on this team, because if he is what you want him to be, that first step is probably one of the most explosive in the league, and he's just a rookie. I mean, the spacing you're going to have, there's not going to be double teaming Cade Cunningham. That's not going to exist.
And by the way, this man here thinks Jaden Ivey's going to be Rookie of the Year.
If Jaden Ivey wins Rookie of the Year, that takes his team to a whole nother level. Because I went on Koo's podcast yesterday and I talked about it, and we went through the first 10 games. I have them 3-7 through the first 10 games. We went through the schedule. I mean, you're facing Golden State, Milwaukee back-to-back, and then you got Cleveland. Like, that could be 4 losses right there. I think the only winnable games through the first 10, in my opinion, are the opener against Orlando. I think you can win that one at home. You go to Madison Square Garden. I don't think they win that game. And then you return and you face Indiana on a back-to-back. So I think they could beat Indy. Maybe they could beat Washington. But still, that's 3 wins out of the 10. And that's kind of where I have them, 3-7, the first 10. But to your point, what you were saying earlier about Cade, I agree. I got him at 22-6-6. Again, last year he averaged 18 on 2.6 free throw attempts. Like, if he could just get to the line more and be more efficient, you're at least he's averaging 20
I would
points.
say get more calls more than get to the line, because he's doing everything he
yes,
can.
that was what I was
to the yeah. I
that's
figured,
what I meant,
but
He's
he
getting
attacks
there.
the basket. That's not an issue with Cade. He's
Right.
a very aggressive player.
But to get that, he needs his coach to say, hey, yo, what's happening?
Right.
My man is getting hammered, and y'all are swallowing the whistle. So what are we going to do?
And a lot of that has to do with also just getting stronger, because that was the thing with Cade. He doesn't have to. I mean, his game is so complete. A lot of it now is just physically. Like, he's so ahead of where he is mentally in his basketball IQ. A lot of it's just physically. Can he get stronger? You got to, because listen, if you're stronger, you can absorb more contact. Refs are going to have to call it. So I think that's the number one thing for me with Cade, and I think Jaden Ivey. Whew, Rookie of the Year. As much as that sounds great, he's going to have to average probably 18 points this year and look good. And the Pistons are going to have to be at least winning, because, guys, we forgot. I guess now it's determined if whoever wins the most games wins Rookie of the Year. I just found that out this past season. So whatever rookie wins the most games.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, whoever wins the most games, you're winning Rookie of the Year, FYI. But yeah, I think it's possible. The only 2 guys I would say my favorites to win Rookie of the Year would be Paolo and Jaden Ivey. So, unless Paolo comes out and has a dominant season, I don't think you're crazy.
I still believe Jaden Ivey will come out of this draft class as the best player. I was telling Terry just not too long ago, you sleep good at night knowing Aiden Hutchinson was your number 2 overall pick.
Right.
You sleep good at night knowing Cade was the number 1 overall pick. It's not a Jalen Green conversation. Not sure, unsure, too much ego. Jaden Ivey gives me that same exact vibe, and I think that matters. I do.
Yeah, no, I mean, Jaden Ivey, just looking at his skill set, like, he's going to bring him and Jalen Darren as well are going to bring a part of this team that we didn't have last year, and that's athleticism. So I'm excited, and like you said, it's hard now, because last year you could trap Cade Cunningham, you could double team him, but what are you going to do this year? Especially if Saddiq's getting better, guys are going to be able to, take on more of a role, especially with Jaden Ivey. So I'm excited. I think Cade's going to benefit. Everyone's going to benefit. There's more talent being added, but again, I think you still got one more year. I don't think the Pistons, I don't think, and this is my opinion, I don't think they make the play-in. I think they contend for the play-in. I still think they're, 30, 35 wins this year. So, and that's still improvement to me. I mean, it's not, and we talked about this before too, it's not the NFL. The NFL, you can turn things around in 1 year, 2 years. The NBA, it's like 3-4 years. So, again, there's a process, and eventually, I think Jaden, when it's all said and done, will be, if not the best, one of the best players. I mean, the only argument I can make is maybe Paolo. But besides that, I think he'll be better than Jabari. I think he'll eventually be better than Chet, unless Chet turns into a superstar doing what he's doing. But
Chet's going to get a lot of hype because people like Chet.
Yeah, they do, and it's hard not to. I mean, he brings a lot to the table. But again, I have to see if he can last 82 games. That's my biggest question with Chet. But yeah, Jaden has a chance to be the best player, man, and this is why Troy Weaver continues to impress me, because no matter where you're selecting in the draft, he's going to find talent. Period.
All right, now don't take this the wrong way. I love Jaden Ivey as a player, but he has to stop playing like he's on ice skates, because the dude is he's on the ground more than Jaden.
That's true.
Than Aiden Hutchinson is. I mean,
no, yeah, you're right.
And he's, the thing I hear from NBA players is they've got to slow the game down. The game has to be slower than it is, because he's playing like a million miles an hour. He's just going all over, which is fine, and that's his game and everything. But in order to compete, in order to beat real teams at the real time, the game has to slow down.
You're absolutely right, and that was the thing coming in that I'm not concerned, but that's the one thing I think Jay needs to work on at times. Go full speed, because you're going to need it, especially in transition. This team needs that type of speed. You need to go faster in transition. Last year they didn't have that. You didn't have a guy that Cade could throw the ball to up down the court to get an easy bucket. You didn't have that. So I'm excited to see it, but to your point, Terry, it's that controlled aggression.
Right.
At times, and maybe Cade can, because Cade's very opposite. He's the complete opposite. He moves at his own pace, and I'm hoping having a backcourt of those two guys, they can take some from each other's game. Jaden can learn to play more slow, because again, the best players, Luka Doncic, these guys play at their own pace. But again, Cade can take things from Jaden and playing up in pace and getting up and down the court. So they can benefit from each other. But you're absolutely right, Terry. There's going to be times where you don't want him to get to, and I'm not saying he's Russell Westbrook, but that recklessness, when you go up in the air and you don't know what to do with it.
Don't mention Russell Westbrook around here, because this man gets upset when you mention J.J. McCarthy and Russell Westbrook. He just goes nuts.
Yeah, well, look, Russell Westbrook.
The trigger words.
I mean, he's not a. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Caldwell too. That's
Jim
true.
Caldwell too. You guys know my trigger words. I'm trying not to swear
But
this
the
morning.
players loved him.
Shut the hell up, Fish.
Especially
Fish, I
Drake
swear
Bell.
to God. I swear to God, Fish. I'm gonna put your head through that glass. Top of the hour. Fish, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up, buddy. Top of the hour coming up.
You know what we're doing on tomorrow's show?
Killing fish?
No, we have a segment
Thank you.
on Jim Caldwell, and we're
God.
bringing in Joyke Bell.
Are we? Please tell me. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I hope that's true.
I have no idea.
Is that true?
No.
Oh, man. I was so happy. I was going to tell Joyke.
He goes,
Joyke,
no.
how does it feel, to not win a playoff game or a division? Because you want to rub your nipples and tell me, oh, I love Jim. I love Jim Caldwell. I'm going to rub my nipples for him.
You know what's
Shut
funny?
the hell up.
You need to have like a one-on-one. We just film like a special.
I need a therapist.
That's another
Jesus.
conversation.
Several.
You and Joyke on the desk would do a special Jim Caldwell face-off. All right?
I need a
Debate.
therapist. I need to get over this Alavila.
Let me motivate. Let
Jim
me
Caldwell
moderate
stuff.
that.
Yeah,
Oh,
Terry
yeah,
can
Terry
moderate.
Foster, the moderator.
No, I won't moderate it. I'll instigate it.
I'll end up killing the therapist by the end of the session.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be in the
All right.
nut house.
All right. Well,
Oh,
look, I
boy.
got to tell you what. Planet Fitness is where you need to go after you finish watching this show, of course, and take your physical health seriously. $0 down, $10 a month to get started. Planet Fitness is your go-to spot, home of a judgment-free environment for you to work out peacefully and get your mind right. Again, $0 down, $10 a month. Your fitness is essential. Visit them at planetfitness.com or one of their many Metro Detroit locations.
Wonderful.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
When it comes time to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alto Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction. So if you've got a big project coming up, look no further than Alta Rents. Give them a call today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alto Equipment, where uptime matters.
All right, we're back here. Top of the hour, brought to you by Bedrock Detroit. Terry brought this up to start the show. How much you want to read into a joint practice, I'll leave up to you guys at home. I'm not here to tell you that Amon-Ra and Jeff Okudah are going to suck this season, and oh my goodness, you know, get ready for the Lions to let you down. But I hope we can see eye to eye a little bit. And Terry, I hope you agree with me, because what I'm about to say I have said before, but I think it's important to remind people. What is the most important position in football? I think we all agree quarterback.
I would agree with that.
Would we all agree that the two most important things you can do for a quarterback on the field are protect him and give him weapons?
Bingo.
Okay. Well, we're off to a good start, everybody. Do we agree that the league is set up now more than it ever has been in a position that favors the offense, protects the wide receivers, protects the quarterbacks?
Amen. The NFL wants to see 42-35 games.
Absolutely. And what does that mean? That means players like Jeff Okudah, now Derek Stingley, Sauce Gardner, yes, you take them very high in the draft. They just don't work out the way you would typically like. And even if you go back to when Jalen Ramsey was drafted, the NFL still wasn't all the way where it is now. It's grown a lot since, especially on the offensive side.
Do you know what's on, what's his name? Revis Island?
Who's on Revis Island?
Do you know what's around Revis Island now?
Nothing.
That yellow tape? Because it's closed.
It doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't. And look, Jalen Ramsey, you could argue, is the best corner in football. You have Alexander out in Green Bay, another stellar corner. Phenomenal. You're not guarding these players. You're not guarding Cooper Kupp. You're not guarding Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. You're just not. You're just not, Detroit.
Unless
you have a pass rush that makes the quarterback throw the ball earlier than they want to and force them to make mistakes.
Bang.
And what do you know? That's what won the Rams the Super Bowl. Aaron Donald got through. Didn't give Joe Burrow the time to throw the football to Jamar Chase. It's that simple.
Now, he didn't do it the entire game, but he did it at the right time.
He did it in the key moment.
Right.
He did it at the key moment. And at the end of the day, man, the corner's struggling in a joint practice. Surprise, surprise. It's 7-on-7s. It's 1-on-1s. It's 11-on-11. Like, you're just not going to guard these guys in a practice where, let's be honest, the offensive line and defensive line, they're going at it, but this isn't...
No, they're not out there for 7-on-7s.
Well, for the 11-on-11s there.
Yeah.
Like, what I mean is, you know, for the most part, the quarterbacks are getting a clean pocket during camp.
Right.
Or I should say joint practice.
Clean look.
No one's going after the quarterback and hitting. That's not how it works. They're not really under pressure. So they really have all day to kind of just sit back there and really develop what's going on downfield, and the receivers have all day to get open. You saw what Alex Pierce did to Jeff Okudah. Is that an indictment on Jeff Okudah? No, it's not. It's an indictment on where the game is going, that a rookie wide receiver can get 1.5 yards of separation on a 3-year vet.
And plus, we would not be having this conversation if they didn't draft him 3rd in the draft.
Thank you. And we're not talking about Jerry Jacobs, Amon-Ra. We're not talking about Tracy Walker. Anybody. We're not. Why is Jeff Okudah at the center of attention? And it's not even Dan Campbell or Brad Holmes' fault, by the way. But he was the number 3 overall pick.
No, their job is to acclimate him to the team the best they can. He is part of their roster, so they have to try to make him work as best as possible. Now, he's not going to work out like fans want him to work out, but make him appear to be a second or third round pick that is having a good career.
And you know what's funny? This doesn't just apply to the Lions corners. Stephon Gilmore, recent addition to the Colts. Colts have a good defense. St. Brown was torching him. Couldn't guard him. He was having a field day yesterday. St. Brown's one of the better wide receivers on the team. He's arguably the best wide receiver. Hell, I could make the case between the two teams yesterday, he was the best wide receiver on the field. I like Michael Pittman a lot, but he's got a lot to prove. St. Brown 1 year, 90 catches, 902 yards. I'll take it. Not bad year one.
And he's got his dad coaching him during the offseason.
Love his dad.
He's only going to get better.
Love his dad. Michael Pittman going into his 3rd year. Got a lot to prove. A lot to prove. Last year, I would say an underwhelming year for him. He had some big games and then a lot of empty box scores. So, where I'm going at with this, guys, is this isn't about Jeff Okudah anymore. This is more to do with the reality is he was the number 3 overall pick. He's not working out. The Chargers have Justin Herbert. The Dolphins are probably going to win 9-10 games this year with Tua Tagovailoa. And they surrounded him now with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki, and a better offensive line and an offensive-minded head coach. Meanwhile, you're stuck in the mud with Jeff Okudah. And even if you brought Jalen Ramsey to this team, would you win more games because Jalen Ramsey's on this team or Aaron Donald?
Mr. Donald.
Would you win more games because Jalen Ramsey is on this team or Justin Herbert?
Mr. Herbert.
Would you win more games because if you have a Pro Bowl left tackle or because of Jalen Ramsey?
Mr. Left Tackle.
That's where the league's at, everybody. That's where the league's at. The Lions know it. Brad Holmes is addressing it. And I think we need to stop this free Hefe crap. So tired of free Hefe. Oh. The hell does that mean? Free him? Dude, he's been injured. That's not a us problem. That's not the coach's problem. That's not the GM's problem. He's had an unfortunate start to his career. And last I checked, Terry, you can be a bust, not just for on-the-field performance. Also not being available is another box you check when you're a bust. And so far, he's been nothing but a bust. And all you need from him this year is to go out there and give you good snaps. Make some plays. If he has 6 interceptions like a Warrior did last year, holy hell. But you found out last season, what do you know? In today's NFL, you can be Trayvon Diggs and have 11 interceptions and still be the corner that gets beat the most. You can be Matthew Stafford and throw the most interceptions and still be the last quarterback standing at the end of the year and have the best season statistically by a Super Bowl winning quarterback in the NFL history. Interceptions don't matter. They do when they're for momentum. I get it, but stop looking at the interception stat as you used to. You can also move away from it with sacks. Quarterback pressures now are just as important in today's NFL. Pass deflections are just as important as interceptions. That's where the league is. That's where it is.
Plus, if you get a quarterback sack on 2nd down, what are the chances that team is going to get a 1st down?
Very unlikely.
Yeah.
What are the chances a team throws 2 incompletions on 1st and 2nd down?
That
Do you think they'll
dead.
They still have a chance?
They have a chance, but that drive. But I'd rather have that sack.
That's where I'm getting at. 3rd and 10 with 2 incompletions, or 2nd and 15, 2nd and 17, or 3rd and 17 with a sack. You'll take the sack any day of the week. It's hard to guard somebody for 10 yards. 17, you're feeling really confident about it. You keep everything in front of you. You make your tackles. Come on, guys.
Unless it's the Lions against who had the 69-yard field goal last year?
Oh, Justin Tucker, 66.
66,
yeah. That was phenomenal.
Unless you're the Lions in that situation, they gave up a bunch of yards just before
they
that.
They did, but whatever. Yeah, that was a team that was struggling for confidence and really to just make plays. But We'll move on from it. We'll move on. Whew, Terry, who wins in a fight? Braylon or Darren McCarty? We'll get to that in just a bit. Boy, do we have some news for you guys. I can't wait for this one. Who wins in a fight? And who, or I should say, what Detroit media fight would you want to see? Do you want to see me and Terry fight? Do you want to see Terry fight Rico Beard? I don't know. Do you want to see Maddie fight Rico? I don't know. We're gonna throw it all out there.
They wanted to see me fight you, remember?
Yeah, whatever.
You think you got a shot?
Oh, I would win.
Yeah, she'd murder him. He'd be dead. Bye. Well, see you later.
She would, 100%.
But in the process, I would die.
Fuck up. Jesus Christ. Shut up.
The time is 9:15.
And the time is shut the hell up, Fish.
Why don't you get rid
Shut
of me then?
the hell up. Stop screaming.
You think I want
Shut
to be
the
here?
hell up.
You're the one screaming.
9:15. Shut the hell up, Westfall. 9:15. And I'm going to tell you about...
I want to be in England watching cricket right now.
Fish, I'm going to deport your ass. Don't worry about it.
Good. That's,
When we
let's
get
go to
back...
Lord.
And before we do, I got to tell you about the mulligan, the ultimate and the drink of the summer. Whether you're out fighting on a golf course like Braylon and Darren McCarty were, or you're out in the barbecue at my house this Sunday. Whatever it may be, make sure you're drinking a can of the Mulligan 8% alcohol iced tea lemonade gypsy vodka mix. Make sure you're supporting local as always, and please drink responsibly.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Ciabattas, summer salads, and dip shakes. All at Big Boy. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or sunrise ham and cheddar. All on our grilled ciabatta bread. Or keep it light with our Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. And don't forget to cool off with a frosty hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Well, if you find yourself looking like fish, you could get outside today. But if you don't have time to get outside, go on over to Chili Peppers Tanning. That's where you find the cleanest salons in the D, with spotless sanitized rooms and trained certified tanning professionals. Don't forget, of course, to join the Pepper Club for all of the best deals on unlimited tanning. Chili Peppers has the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans.
Chili Peppers Tan.
They're going to be out here with us on Saturday.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Look, by the way, we're having our barbecue Sunday. Team barbecue.
I won't be there.
You won't. You should take off for work. Please, I'll pay you to be there.
Oh, wow.
Think about it.
Offer
Having
you
said
can't
that,
refuse.
Terry, there was a good old scuffle on the 18th hole between our good friends Darren McCarty and Braylon Edwards during their golf outing the other day.
A scuffle doesn't do it justice.
It was Monday, right?
Yeah,
it
Monday.
was Monday.
So, long story short, Braylon hits his tee drive. He didn't see where it went. It went out of bounds. Fish shut the hell up. And it goes just straight into the trees or the woods probably. They drive up, and he finds the ball, which is normal. You can find a ball when you hit a golf ball out. You never know, it might hit a tree.
Except when everybody thinks it's in the water.
Well, there's a difference. The problem is Braylon's ball was somewhere between 350 and 400 yards. And that just is not a thing with Braylon. So, of course, Darren calls BS, and they get into it with each other.
Who hits a golf ball between 350 and 400 yards?
I get close. I hit it about 330, but still. 350, 400 is like next level. Hey, we golfed with Maddie and Nick Leach. They know. They know.
350.
I didn't say I hit 350.
He
said 330, which is near 350.
That's not generous. What, 300 carry? Rolling 15, 20, 30 yards? Not impossible.
Not impossible.
Yeah, I think you're being a bit dramatic here. I think we need to golf together.
Why do you call everybody dramatic except for yourself, fully knowing that you're dramatic as hell?
He knows he's dramatic.
The problem is none of you admit you are.
always do.
I've always admitted I'm a noted
Fish,
dramatic.
shut the hell up, dude. I don't think you get this. Mute your mic. Shut the hell up. Jesus Christ. And if your mic is unmuted, don't scream. Jesus.
Why?
I think he's just messing with you.
Anyways.
We already fought one
Braylon goes after Darren's legs. Darren prevents him from obviously tackling him. And from what I was told, inside reporting, Darren could have ended Braylon's life and chose not to.
I've always said Darren, is a pugilist, but he's very nice.
So, the question is, who would win in a fight, Darren or Braylon? And I think, hands down, it's not even close. It would be Darren McCarty.
It would be D-Mac.
And we can put that in the poll, please.
But you know what? Not only would he has to win that fight for the integrity of Detroit sports.
Yeah.
Because Darren McCarty was part of one of the most iconic fights in Detroit history. So he can't have some scrub like Braylon Edwards beat him up.
Scrub? You just called Braylon Edwards a scrub.
Yes. So he can't do that. So Darren has to. And plus, here's the other thing. Here's why I will say Darren will always beat up somebody. He trained at Kronk Gym. He trained under Emmanuel Stewart.
Darren wins, hands down. It's not even close. Yeah, not even close. Stick, you're in the booth. I need somebody to vouch for me. Nobody believes that I can drive about 310 to 330.
Now he goes down to 310.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
he went down
well,
now.
he saw there's a difference. So you swing out of your ass full force, you can get it about there. If you want to hit it straight, you're probably dialing back a little bit.
Yeah, if Adham gets a hold of it, it's a good perfect shot. You could drive at that. I have faith in you.
What's his drive?
What was my ball speed? It was like 181 when we did that challenge together.
Yeah,
didn't we?
I mean, average off the tee, what are you, about 275?
No, average, 280, 290.
Yeah.
Just a normal swing.
Yeah.
Aggressive swing, you can get easy 20,
The
30
problem
yards,
is,
boys.
Adam's like me. Once I swing aggressive, I have no idea where the fucking thing's going to go. Sorry,
Thanks
Fish.
for swearing. Really
Sorry,
appreciate
Fish.
that.
You don't have to say sorry to Fish.
Fish can
just
go to
smile.
hell.
Sorry, Sam.
Oh, God. Anyways.
You must be
Braylon's
on
huge, but
a
Braylon will get his
downhill
ass kicked
lie.
by Darren. Huh?
You must be on a downhill lie.
Yeah, size does not matter in fights. I don't think you guys understand how fights work, huh?
You must be on a downhill lie to hit it that far.
No.
I think it's a bit generous.
Yeah, super generous.
Yeah, I don't think so. Here, I'm going to send you something. Give me
I
a
don't
second.
deny it.
Westfall doesn't believe me. When are we going to golf?
there.
You want to golf Saturday together, Westfall?
You keep talking about it.
Well, I keep inviting you. You never say no. You're always busy. You're always out of town, you jackass. Mister, I travel the world and I golf on different golf courses.
What can I say?
Westy is good. Westy
No,
is very
I know he's
good.
good.
very
He's
good.
actually amazing. Oh, God. I'm trying to find something.
I
Give
think
me 1 second.
I think what he's saying is you're beneath him.
I literally showed you guys a video where I drove 337 onto the green. I don't know what we're doing here.
I didn't see that.
Do we still have that video or no?
I think I have it.
Oh, the one that you
There,
dumped
I messed up the putt after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He 3-putted.
Oh, God.
After
I
driving the
didn't. I
green.
didn't. I did 2-putt. I still walked away with birdie on that hole, but still, it was
we
bad.
need to golf, Adam.
I played
I'm
my
down,
best
man.
round
I'm
of
down.
golf
You want to do
yesterday,
Saturday?
not that
I'll book a
anything
reservation right now.
He's gonna bail on you.
I'd
Who,
only bail
Adam's
on
gonna
Maddie.
bail
Don't
on
worry.
me?
I'm not interested in hanging out with Maddie, so you don't have to worry.
After you just told everybody that you would pay me to show up to
Yeah, because I want you to show up to a company event. It has nothing
Yeah,
to do with
no,
us hanging out
I'm
outside
good.
of work.
I'm
What's
a
fall?
hard
What do you
pass
think?
on that one.
Yes, no?
What?
Isn't this Dream Cruise weekend?
It is.
I've never been to Dream Cruise, and I probably never will.
Shocker.
Yeah, that doesn't shock anyone.
Which is another reason I can't take work off. So thanks.
That's a you problem.
Dream Cruise.
Yeah.
That's a you problem. Nobody cares about your work.
Wow.
Sorry.
I think Maddie's hosting a party for Dream
Probably.
Cruise.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you should show up for that.
Oh, God. We'll see. We'll see.
That means
No.
no.
People don't show up for me, Terry.
Well, they should.
Let's see. Do we have any questions on... Did we get the Darren pull up or no? So the whole point of this conversation was Darren would kick Braylon's ass. I think we all agree, yes, no?
Yes.
Yes.
We got so sidetracked.
There's not a.
It's like not even close. I love you, Braylon, but Darren would kick, I think, everybody's ass here. I don't think there's anybody that would kick Darren's ass.
He wouldn't kick my ass.
Out of respect.
Because he likes me.
Yep, that's different.
Well, in that case, he wouldn't kick my ass either.
But you're also smart enough.
I don't know.
You're also smart enough not to go after his likes and attack him.
I would never go after D-Mac.
Yeah, I don't know what Braylon was thinking. Maybe he was just, a bit tipsy.
You know what Braylon's thinking? Braylon's thinking, I can kick this man's ass because I played in the NFL and I got hit by the biggest dudes in the world. So he's probably thinking, who's Darren McCarty?
Well, that's like when they had that conversation, who's tougher, football players or hockey players?
Hockey players.
Hands down.
Yeah, it's easily hockey.
Hands
They
down.
fight.
Yeah.
What is it? The heavyweights did this. Who would win in a fight? Mike Vrabel or Dan Campbell?
I saw that.
And I don't get that. Mike Vrabel hit people for a living. Dan Campbell was a tight end. A linebacker, let alone a successful one, versus a below-average tight end. Really?
Yeah, but the tight end had to hit people too, because he
Blocking.
wasn't exactly
blocking is different than
he
tackling.
wasn't exactly hauling in 80 passes a year.
Oh, I know. And Mike Vrabel was a damn good linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
God. Mike Vrabel, by the way, in his career, has more playoff touchdowns than Dan Campbell. I should also note that.
Damn.
It's kind of messed up. Oh, God. I'm pretty sure the whole chat's going to agree with Darren probably whooping Braylon's ass. Darren would whoop anyone's ass here. So I don't think it's much of a debate. Maddie versus who? Let's see. Maddie versus Chanel West Coast. Have you ever been in a fight, Maddie?
Yeah, several.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Maddie can hold her own then.
Mostly with
Barroom
men,
brawl?
Huh?
Have you been in a barroom brawl?
Like a bar fight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember these
Maddie's
two.
about that.
I remember these two girls were fighting Main Street, Royal Oak.
Oh.
And I was young. I was in my 20s. I fell in love with the woman that was kicking this other girl's ass. And so I wanted to ask her out on a date.
Because Terry likes wrestling in bed.
Well, I didn't want to wrestle her. But I asked her friend, hey, should I ask her out? And her friend said, do you see what she's doing now? I said, do you really want to be involved with that? I said,
He said, hell yeah.
I said, she's kind of spicy, but she's cute. And she said,
Jester,
I'm going to do you a favor and tell you just to walk away. Because this is not the first time she's done this. She's crazy.
Look, Jester says in the chat, he's the first to say it. Love Darren, but Braylon would probably kill him. No, my friend.
Oh, boy.
From what we heard, Braylon would have died had Darren not gone through like PTSD moments and like actually not swung. I mean,
Yeah, but Braylon went for a tackle. He didn't go for
Braylon
like a
went for
punch.
Darren's legs.
Yeah.
Darren pinned him like he did with Claude Mew, and Darren, from what I was told, could have ended his life.
Had the sledgehammer up and said, nah, I'm not going to do it.
So I've done this enough in my life.
Here's the thing you should never do. Never go after a person's legs, particularly if they were a professional athlete, because legs means, even though Darren is not playing anymore, but going after legs means you're trying to end somebody's career.
Well, I'll tell you guys
And
what.
that's disrespectful.
And I'll tell you what. Someone's career, that could be something. Amon-Ra St. Brown, drawing graves from Colts writers, Lions writers, of course. I wouldn't say dominating, but really standing out in the joint practice yesterday. Really was a red zone threat. You couldn't guard him one-on-one. It was good confirmation of what they have in Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's only going to continue to develop. But Terry, my question to you is, will he be the best wide receiver this team has had since Calvin Johnson? Yes, over Tate. Yes, over Kenny Galladay. Are we going to have that conversation about Amon-Ra St. Brown?
I was going to say, have the Lions had a wide receiver since Calvin Johnson?
I love you, Terry. Well,
I thought they were running the wishbone the last 5 years.
Oh, God. We'll get to that in just a bit. If you want to learn more about Darren and Braylon, well, just ask them during their shows next week. You guys can have fun with that. That's all we're going to say on it.
We just stirred the pot today.
Yep, Maddie,
Are they back tomorrow?
No.
Well, Darren is.
Darren's back tomorrow,
D-Mac
so you can ask
is.
Darren on Big D Energy tomorrow, and then Monday with Braylon. But Maddie, our good friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency.
Yes, the Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness of mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the F Word, focuses on fentanyl and other addictions. Go to thesportsma.com if you are struggling or know someone who is, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house.
Hello?
Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
Make sure you're listening to Woodward Sports all day long. Start your morning with the Morning Woodward Show. Spend middays with Big D Energy. Watch and listen your drive home with the Bottom Line. And don't forget about Woodward Bets Daily. All live, all right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Well, if you weren't invited to go golfing with Adham or Fish, you can go to the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck. That is home of the original football bowling pin game called Fulling. They've got 2 ways to play, $12 open unlimited play, or you can reserve a private lane for just $120. Don't forget, of course, they have a $2 mystery beer machine as well as multiple full bars. So check it out at thefullingwarehouse.com.
All right, we're back. Fish, I'd like to openly invite you to golf with me in Westfall Saturday. Are you in?
That's super nice. I'm actually in Kalamazoo on that day.
Isn't there a soccer match on Saturday?
Also, I'd like to remind you guys that the event is on Saturday.
Yeah, Woodward Dream Cruise. Here,
I'm not
he's not going to the Dream Cruise, and he's never been, and he is never going to go.
One, I'm not going to the Dream Cruise because we already have it fully staffed. Secondly,
you're going golfing with Westfall.
I have to set up for Sunday. So I got to cut my grass all afternoon tomorrow.
Okay, whose fault is that? It's yours.
So you're telling me that me, who has to work all weekend anyways,
Maddie,
so
that's a you
gets to come
problem.
here,
That's a you problem. I'm
put
doing
on
things
the-
that are related to Woodward Sports.
contest
That's a you problem.
for the winning that golf bag.
That's a you problem.
yeah.
And here we are. Fish, are you? By the way, you're a jackass.
I know I am.
Sitting there.
I've known that.
Well, thanks for the invite, guys.
Yeah.
During the break, and then I invite you, and you tell me, oh, well, I already have plans.
Well, I always do that. It's called having fun.
You're an ass.
I
Is
know
it
that.
golf having fun with these two fine gentlemen?
Well, yeah.
Then you should go.
Book Lakes of Taylor or Taylor Meadows. I don't care, either one.
I'll see if I can get out of what I'm doing.
You should.
Okay, I will.
Let's do early morning.
Yeah, me too.
You down?
I'm going to text my parents
You're
right
gonna
now.
be working.
Just don't tell
And you
her.
won't be awake either. Anyways, moving on. St.
Yes,
Brown.
I will. I'll be awake.
You know what that is?
At 7 a.m.?
I want to play.
6:45
She's just
a.m.?
showing everybody who's watching our show
I
now.
haven't gotten to use my
but
new clubs
she's
yet.
not showing up.
We were worried you wouldn't show up at 11 a.m. that one time.
Yeah, that was.
So
You were late that day too.
I was.
So
I was late.
yeah,
I'm
you're
late
not-
to everything. Everybody knows this.
Wait, what do you mean she was late? She made it to the tee on time.
They were also behind.
They were behind. She was late.
Okay.
She was late. Anyways, Amon-Ra St. Brown continuing to impress throughout camp. Terry, does he have a chance? And I know it's premature because you do have a first-round pick that nobody has seen yet because he's recovering from an injury.
Yes.
But is it Amon-Ra St. Brown we should be looking at to be the next, quote, best receiver since Calvin Johnson?
No question. And especially this year because Jared Goff is familiar with him. Jared Goff may not be as familiar with the other wide receivers as he is with Amon St. Brown. But St. Brown is no joke. When this man, he impressed me when he could name every wide receiver and their college prior to him being selected. This is a guy that's not only talented but pissed off. I also like the fact that he's got dad training him every offseason. So that means he's going to improve. This means he's going to be maybe in better condition than a lot of DBs that he goes up against. There's something special about this guy. So, yes, he will be the best Lions wide receiver since Calvin Johnson.
I think of any wide receiver we have had in town since Calvin retired. There was obviously Golden Tate, who I think deserves a lot of respect for what he did here.
He's the yak man.
He's definitely the yak man, but we're talking in terms of potential. When Tate was here, it was basically the end of his prime, and he had a few good years left, and that was it, once Calvin retired. And I truly believe St. Brown has really a higher ceiling than maybe some outside of Detroit are giving him credit for.
We haven't seen his best.
He's
so young.
But we also saw him be one of the most dominant wide receivers in the NFL for a 6-7 week stretch.
Yes.
Statistically. Is he a wide receiver 1? Well, you know what? None of you would have considered Cooper Kupp a wide receiver 1. Fair?
Fair.
He doesn't fit the mold, the size, but I think what you have in St. Brown, I'm not going to tell you he's going to be Cooper Kupp or Calvin, but you know what? You have a wide receiver that you're going to look at every year and say, I'm getting production there. I don't have to worry about it. I know I'm getting 1,100 yards a year. That's what I think he can be. Jameson Williams, whole different conversation. Haven't seen him practice. Haven't seen him play. You're really not going to know anything about Jameson Williams until he steps on the field.
Right. You would like to say believe Jameson Williams maybe has more of an upside or more potential, but he may not reach that potential. So he's a bigger receiver, he's faster. So there is a possibility that he could be the best wide receiver on the Lions at some point.
Steven Spinazzola in the chat says, St. Brown hasn't dropped a pass yet. Very true. Very true. Marvin Jones over Golden Tate. Wow, interesting take by Motown Cool. Let's see. Marvin Jones was good here, and I never heard of him before we got him. Brandon, he was pretty solid out in Cincinnati, I believe. Marvin Jones. Was he from Cincy? I think so. Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure he was from Cincinnati.
Sure.
Nick Earl says Kupp is a strong 2.
I don't know about that one. Kupp became
You said
a
it,
number
not
1.
me. You said it, not me. Charles Rogers 2.0. No. Kupp is not a strong 2, ladies and gentlemen. Kupp is the definition of a number 1, and he was the best receiver in the NFL last season. Better than Justin Jefferson, better than Devontae Adams.
You know why that guy thinks he's a number 2?
Because he's white.
Yes.
100%. 100%. Oh, God. The Bengals. Yep. Okay, yeah, so I was right. He was from Cincinnati. Does Funchess give Ron a Hawk for his money? No, Jake, no. Hockenson is uber talented. His problem is staying on the field and having a quarterback that can get him the football. I believe this year, one of those things will not be an issue. I believe Jared Goff will be more than capable of getting him the ball. Hawkinson's main focus this year should be to play 15 to 17 games. If he can do that, I'm willing to put my own money on the line and say TJ Hockenson goes for over 1,000 yards and has somewhere between 7 and 8 touchdown catches this season, depending on how dominant they are in the run game in the red zone. We'll see. But he's the red zone threat. He's a check down threat. He can beat you in the seams. He can beat you over the middle. He can beat you to the sidelines. Good luck guarding Hockenson. We all know he's uber talented. Can you produce and can you stay on the field? That's the question with Hockenson. So, no, I don't think Funchess gives him a run for his money.
No, Funchess needs to focus on contributing and being, yesterday I talked about guys staying in their lane, do what you're supposed to do. Don't worry about playing outside of your capabilities. That's what Devin Funchess should be. Try to be a good number 2 or number 3 or whatever. When your time is there, just produce. No, he's not going to take over this team at tight end.
You know, it's funny. Cooper Kupp came out his rookie year, 62 catches for almost 900 yards, 14 yards of reception. Came out of the gate. What was he, a third-round pick, fourth-round pick out of Eastern Washington?
Sounds like a
Came
number
out,
2.
Smoked the league.
Sounds like a number 2 to me.
Year 2, torn ACL. Year 3, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. Year 4, which was the year that Jared Goff absolutely sucked and the Rams' offense was pathetic and they only won 10 games, he only had 974 yards. And he evolved into a number 1 last season, yes, with Matthew Stafford. And just so you guys know, the 2 most receiving yards in a single season are by Cooper Kupp and Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson notably first, Kupp second, both quarterbacked by Matthew Stafford. Fun fact. Kupp is
I
the
thought
number one.
Matthew Stafford never helped wide receivers develop into something. That's
Well,
what I
if you
kept
look
hearing.
at Kenny Golladay, let's all be honest here. If we're all honest to each other, I like to have honest conversations with you guys. Since Kenny Golladay has left the Detroit Lions, I'm going to smack this fucking person.
She's got to clean
Jesus
her
Christ.
instruments.
Can we close that door, please?
Yeah, all you got to do is close the door. Don't yell at this poor woman.
Smack her.
No.
Jesus
smack her.
Christ. What the hell, man? Anyways, the point is, if we're all honest with each other, we all know for a fact, it's a fact, you can't deny it, Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones, Golden Tate, they were all so much better when they left Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions than they were with him. 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Whatever.
Never made players better.
That's what I kept
God.
hearing.
Kenny Golladay hasn't done a damn thing since he got his check. Matthew Stafford paid Kenny Golladay, basically. He got him paid by the Giants. Golden Tate, I think, was what he was. He was always a good wide receiver. I think he was better. He was better than what you expected under Matthew Stafford. Welcome to playing with a good quarterback. That's just what happens. He's a good quarterback. You know what we're going to do, Terry? Speaking of Matthew Stafford, do we ignore him this season?
Yes, we should. Except, we're still going to pay attention to him because of that draft pick. There's still going to be people rooting against him. They want him to lose, but we can't go down that rabbit hole again. Like, what's Matthew Stafford doing this week? Oh man, this is my guy. We got to. Everyone should get rid of their Detroit Rams T-shirts except me. I wear mine as a joke. So I'm gonna continue to wear mine. But we can't be obsessed with this man.
Well,
this
there's
year.
two things I want to talk in just a second. Hockenson and Brandon Kinder asks actually a really good question, so we'll address that as well. What do we do with Hockenson if he gets hurt? Do you extend him? We'll get to that, along with Matthew Stafford and Deuce Staley coming up next. But before we do, I'm going to tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. If you're like me and, well, you look like a gorilla half the time, Lady Jane's is the perfect place to go and get your beard and your hair taken care of. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week, walk in anytime. No appointment necessary. Lady Jane's, their awesome stylists will take care of you like they take care of me. Again, no appointment necessary. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there.
And that one Lions playoff win in 1991, yeah, Detroit fans were there.
Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
It's the Big Ten.
OddsTrader.com is the #1 site for all of your game day bets. Play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price on every game from multiple sports books. Go to OddsTrader.com right now, or you can download their app from the App Store for all of your best bets.
All right, breaking news. I know you hate me. Everybody hates me. The Big Ten just announced their new media deal over a 7-year span with Fox, CBS, and NBC that will bring more than $7 billion to the Big Ten. And the strategy behind it is obviously for more payout for the universities, and it also looks like a way to attract, let's be honest, Notre Dame. But we'll start with the financial side. The Big Ten distributed $54.3 million to most of its members during the recent fiscal year 2019 to 2020, and it's projected to produce anywhere from $80 to $100 million per year per university involved with this new deal. Damn. That's money.
Yeah, sure. That means all the football stadiums can afford new toilets this year.
I hope so.
Or next year.
I hope so, Terry. We got to think about the important things here. This is the consequence of USC. This is USC really kicking, really, I would say, pioneering this idea that we're eventually are going to go to super conferences. It's now more clear than ever. If Notre Dame wants to stay independent, it's their right. They can. But you know what? If I'm Ohio State, Michigan State, Penn State, USC, if I'm Alabama, Georgia, Florida, LSU, and I'm sitting there having to play all these goddamn teams in my conference, and they're good teams, and I got 2-3 losses on my schedule, and there's Notre Dame over there playing fucking Hawaii and cocksucker Louisiana Tech, and they're going 10-1, 10-2, 11-1, whatever it may be. And they're a college football team. How about, bitch, you're not allowed to be in the college football playoff unless you're in a conference. I think that's where this needs to go. Because the more I look at this, all the money involved, we talk about fair play, strength of schedule. How fair is it to Alabama that they play Auburn, LSU, Florida, Georgia, Oklahoma now? They get those 5, 6, 7 games. What does Notre Dame have to do? Play Clemson? Boston College?
North Carolina?
North Carolina. Whoa. North Carolina. Well, maybe they'll schedule BYU.
And
right?
Duke. They gotta play Duke.
And how can I forget Duke, the best college football program in the country? Insane. Insane to me. Do you agree that that's where we should go with Notre Dame if they don't want to join a conference where they're not allowed in the college football playoff if they're not in a conference, let alone a super conference?
Now I am starting to second guess myself. I was of the belief that since Notre Dame has said, screw you Big Ten again, that no Big Ten team should play them. That means no Notre Dame, Ohio State, no USC, no Michigan, no Stanford if they come into the league. So who are they going to be playing? But then the devilish side of me was like, okay, if they don't play those teams, they'll finish 11-0 or 12-0, 12-1 or something like that. Maybe these teams should play Notre Dame, kick their ass, so that they have 4 losses and say, hey, sorry guys, you're not going to get in.
Yeah, I mean,
I say don't play them. Don't play them.
I agree. I am getting frustrated because at the end of the day, Notre Dame has its own right to do whatever it wants. But the more money that's being generated, the more we're going to see better matchups. I told you the last 5 years, attendance down, ratings down, for a reason. Because nobody wants to watch Michigan play Hawaii. Only Michigan fans do. And they're probably going to fall asleep after the 3rd or 4th play when Michigan's up 40. It's very unrealistic, but I think you get the point. I'm being dramatic.
I'd play Hawaii if I were Michigan if you got to go to Hawaii once every 3 years. I think that'd be great for the players. They love it over there.
At the end of the day, I want better matchups. Ohio State opening up versus Notre Dame, I love that. Notre Dame this year, have my respect. They scheduled a pretty damn good schedule. Ohio State, Clemson. There's some good teams on there. But, I'm sorry, you don't get it. They have USC, I believe, as well. You're not going to get into our college football playoff between these two conferences now, once we get there. And we expand it. We're not going to let you in with a 9-win Florida team just because you're 10-2 or 11-1 with a schedule that no one takes seriously. How fair is that to all the teams that are grinding and getting everything and earning all their wins? What, playing Hawaii? I'm stumped on this one. I really don't have much for you guys this morning, actually. I really don't. Notre Dame, you want to stay independent, be my guest. I think the Big Ten and SEC, once it develops and they expand and make it a super conference, you need to force Notre Dame's hand. Either you join this conference, or sorry, you're not going to get into the college football playoff.
Notre Dame is betting that we remain as a society superficial, because at the end of the day, if Notre Dame goes 12-1, it doesn't matter who Notre Dame plays. They're going to let them in the college football playoffs. And so Notre Dame is banking on that. I always thought Notre Dame didn't join the Big Ten because of money, but now it seems that Notre Dame just wants
fair enough.
Pull its own strings, make it easier for Notre Dame to get into the college football playoffs. So it's more rewarding for them to get into the playoffs than, I guess, that extra 40 or 50 million they're missing out on. Plus, the other thing, for us to get a better understanding of Notre Dame has the Chicago Mafia. That's who runs that university, runs the athletic department. It's the rich old farts in Chicago. They decide what they want. And it seems to me that these guys are like, hey, we'll forego some of that money, but make sure you get me to the Sugar Bowl or the Fiesta Bowl or whatever bowl is going to have the college football semifinal, because I'm going. That's what's happening here.
Well, I don't like it. But
I don't like it either, and I don't want you to bust a gasket again.
I'll try not to. Mailbag coming up. Ask any questions you'd like. We'll get to all your questions in just a bit. But, Maddie, before we do, our good friends over at Cintron.
Yes, Cintron is the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings, and they've now combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into one limited edition 6-pack sampler box. Try Cintron's great tasting cranberry classic and sugar-free now in just 1 pack. Pre-order today at cintronworld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron. Let's go, Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle, baby, talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
All right. Open all summer long. There will be basketball, roller skating, mini golf, art installations, live music, food trucks, and much, much more. Maddie, shut the hell up.
Ooh-wee.
Free Wi-Fi so you can work from the park. The summer is better at the Monroe Street Midway. Brought to you by our great friends over at Bedrock Detroit. We'll be there on the 25th, so I can't wait. Mailbag time.
You're supposed to say open. Oh, summer long.
Now, wait a minute. When Maddie is gone, do I have to say, ooh-wee? When they, because I'm not an ooh-wee guy.
No, don't worry. Don't worry.
But says the
Absolutely
guy that
not.
yells at me to be higher tempo. That was not high tempo. That's not high energy. That was low energy.
Yeah, we need
so
more from
you can't tell me to have high energy when
I want you to
didn't
shut
have...
the hell up. That's all I ask of you every day. That's it. Nothing else. I don't ask for high energy, low energy.
Well, you did.
Just shut the hell up. Mute your mic. God bless.
You disappoint me.
Oh, God.
You got anything good?
Who's attending the Dream Cruise? I'm not. Fish?
I might attend.
I have been to the Dream Cruise before.
I used to bring my kids to, what's this park down? I used to bring them to the park because they always have a festival during the Dream Cruise. And my son liked cars, so we would go there. We walk around here a little bit, and spend a couple hours, and go home.
Am I not a true Michigan person to admit that I'm not a big Woodward Dream Cruise fan?
No, there's a lot of people like that.
Okay.
In
I
fact,
don't know if I was going to get canceled off the earth for that.
No. If you live near Woodward, you probably don't like the Dream Cruise.
Well, because you get it every day, basically.
Right.
So.
The Dream Cruise starts on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then goes till the following Tuesday or Wednesday. And it's only supposed to be one day.
That's what the Dream Cruise is. So for all of you that have never been, am I wrong? That's the Dream Cruise. The cars honk, people cheer, and their American flags.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Terry
it.
knows. If you haven't been, you don't know what it is then. That's what it is.
Oh boy.
And they have like
that guy's got issues.
They have like the big tall trucks. I don't know what they're called, like the
tall trucks,
big honking wheels.
Yeah, and they have the logo and stuff like that. But I used to come because my kids like the stuff, and we get bad food and stuff like that. That's good.
Oh, love bad food. That's my diet.
Okay.
Hot dogs, funnel cakes, chicken fingers. How do you not?
Mailbag from Andrew. What is the Lions' record after the first 4 games? Terry, they play the Eagles at home, the Commanders at home, I believe on the road to Seattle, and the
That's
4th game, I want to say, is Minnesota. I could be wrong. Let me check real quick. It is Seattle. Oh, excuse me. It's on the road to Minnesota, home to Seattle. I apologize. In that order.
So 3 or 4 at home.
3 or 4 at home. What is their record after 4 games? The Philadelphia Eagles, Washington Commanders, Minnesota Vikings, Seattle Seahawks.
I say they'll be 2-2.
2-2.
And I think most people would say they'd be 3-1, but something to happen.
I think Philly and Minnesota are tough tests. Minnesota on the road is going to be interesting. Seattle and Washington, to me, look like you have to win those games if you want to have a respectable season. You lose one of those 2 games, it's going to be tough. The optimism, I think a lot of people who are very optimistic would say 3-1, and I wouldn't call them crazy either. I think 3-1 is very fair. You basically win all the games except Minnesota. I think that's what they're basing it on, but we'll wait and see. I think 3-1 is realistic, but 2-2 is probably the more likely scenario. The defense is just going to be a problem against Philly. Philly could run all over this team if they so choose to. Minnesota, you have Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson. Good luck with that.
Here's the thing the Lions cannot do.
What's that?
Go 0-2. They can't lose the first 2 games. 'Cause then,
can they not start 1-3? Can we just agree on that?
Yeah, 1-3 either. They can't be 2 games below 500 after the 4 games. But I think the 0-2 is more dangerous because you're coming right off the bat with 2 home games and you're 0-2. I think that could mess with the psyche of the team and the psyche of the community too.
100%. Should the Ratz trade Adham to the Chipmunks in the offseason? I don't know. Terry, your call. You're the manager of the team.
From what I saw, the Ratz cannot afford to trade Adham unless they get a big haul. Because your boys, not to be rude, nice guys.
They sucked.
They didn't hit worth anything.
Yeah, they didn't step up.
And then Adham with his little kneecaps and everything, he's wearing his little pants. He came out there and he produced.
I think I finished.
Booty?
Hell yeah! Who's this? Let's go.
Saw his little booty. Oh, somebody's got some flowers.
Oh, that's so awesome. Come on in. Slide the door. Slide the door. That's so awesome.
Hey, Fish, how you doing?
What's up, dude?
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. Always listening to this show and breaking your windows. And
Yeah,
shit like that,
it's all good. It's all good.
Don't
How
break
are
the
you, man?
windows.
Congratulations, Maddie.
Congratulations, Maddie.
That's nice.
And we got Heineken, which is my favorite. So I appreciate it so much.
There you go.
You're the best, dude. Your name?
Daryl.
Daryl? Oh, no shit. Daryl. My man.
Big Daryl. Welcome. Pretty good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good.
That's awesome.
Ready on t-shirt?
Yep. Absolutely.
I was out here running around, so I figured I'd stop by,
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate it, dude. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Are those flowers
we appreciate
real?
it.
They smell real.
Okay.
They are real. They are real.
I was hoping there's like a bee in one of those.
All right.
Thanks, Terry.
You know what? I was going to stop by a pet store and get some fish food, but no, I didn't.
No. Poor fish. I give
These
him
those
enough
little
crap on the
flakes,
show.
that fish food, the little flakes that float on top of the water.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, you know what? I'm ending the show because I want to go drink this Heineken. So everybody have a great rest of your day. I'm out of here. Daryl, you're the man. Appreciate it so much. Terry,
Yes,
have a great
Daryl.
We'll
rest
be
of your
live
day.
in Novi tomorrow.
Yes,
Tomorrow will be Maddie's last day, everybody. So,
Yes.
you know, get the tears ready. You know what? Fish, shut the hell up. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.
I thought that was just
Be nice to fish.
He's like getting real, huh?